First take of intro, future me. You're editing this. Don't screw it up. Anyways, this is a Volkswagen Passat B6, and this is 5 things that you should watch out for when buying a Volkswagen Passat, or at least consider, because there's a lot of things you could like consider and want to consider, because car, like, yeah, stuff, like, take care of it. Yeah, don't buy crap. I think we recorded the last video in slow motion, and so we're gonna redo it again, baby. Let's go. So number 1, the timing chain tensioner on these cars failed. They made a revision in 2012. They also made updated chains, so you want to make sure the car has had updated tensioner, chains, and guides, because if they didn't, it's literally, you have to remove the engine mount, a bunch of coolant lines. It's so much of a pain. The lower timing cover has to be done, gaskets on the top, not to mention the timing chains themselves and guides. So you don't want to have to do that. It's a pain in the booty. So don't. Just get a car that's already had that work done. Number 2 is also pretty important, but not as important. It's the Gen 2 intake manifold replacement. So Volkswagen had a problem with the actuator arm on the intake manifold of the Gen 1 of this car, and it caused a bunch of issues like surging and different things because it caused a vacuum leak. There were like tons of problems with extra carbon buildup. These things already have a ton of carbon buildup because they're direct injection. To take off the intake manifold and replace it causes oftentimes the injectors to be pulled out, and you have to reseat them or just buy new injectors. So all in all, it's definitely something you want to make sure has already been done on the vehicle, so you don't have to mess around with it. So for most of the B6 Passats, they didn't come with the DSG transmission, which is the dual clutch transmission from Volkswagen, so you don't really have to worry about that transmission in particular. Most of them came with the 09G transmission, which had problems of its own, although most of them not internally. One thing you want to make sure when you buy the car is that the transmission has been serviced. Mine ran for 160,000 plus miles without ever being serviced and was fine even after servicing it. Sometimes that tends to cause problems with new ATF inside, but all in all, it didn't cause any problems for me. It doesn't mean it couldn't for you. So make sure the transmission's been serviced. That means filter replaced, the gasket replaced, all of it taken care of, because you do not want issues on it. If you have a B6 that's newer, like 2010 with the DSG, really make sure it's been serviced, because those things are cantankerous if it has not been. All right, number 4 is a little bit less important compared to the last 3, but that's headliner sag, and it can be caused by a few things. Number 1 being the glue. That's an indicator that it's not being garage kept. Number 2 is gonna be a leak in the sunroof, which is a huge issue on these cars. Even the newer Volkswagens have the same issue. So if it's got headliner sag, I mean, don't buy it, because why would you wanna buy that car? If you're worried about your car that you've already bought, that's a 2.0T B6 Passat, might having that problem in the future, just go ahead and clean your drains. If it's the glue, it is what it is. You can't really help that at the end of the day, but clean the drains, make sure they're clear, pull up the cowling. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt to do, but it's worth it to make sure that your headliner doesn't sag, at least as a result of moisture. And plus, you don't want your car to stink, so just clean it. Number 5 is this one's super important. This is like up there with the timing chains. These cars have a huge problem with the PCV system. It's the positive crankcase ventilation system. And when they fail, you might hear a whistling noise. You might have a leaking rear main. If you have a leaking rear main, just check the car. Make sure that that's not an issue, because that means you have to drop the transmission out and replace the rear main. It is a pain in the butt. It's a $30 part. That could be 2 days at least worth of work. Pain in the butt. Don't get yourself into a situation like that. Check the rear main. If it's not leaking, the PCV might not be bad, but there's other symptoms as well. You might get codes like running lean and different things. You might have even surging sometimes. There are 3 check valves in the PCV that could go bad, and you want to make sure that they aren't, because as much as the PCV is pretty cheap, it can cause issues that could cost hundreds of dollars. So make sure it's been done, or be prepared to do it yourself. After mentioning all of those things and many more, there's like so many different honorable mentions that I just didn't even put on this list because I didn't have time. Maybe I'll make another video in the future. I say that this car is a great daily. It's a fun daily driver. You're gonna get decent gas mileage while still having fun when you straight pipe it, when you do all these different things and modifications. If you wanna go for like a straight tuner car, this car is also great because it comes with a stock turbo. At the end of the day, if you're willing to do a little bit of maintenance and pay a little money here and there and learn stuff about cars, then this car is a great car for you. So don't be afraid of all the issues that they might have. Other cars are gonna have a lot of issues as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you wanna make me a... Let me know if you want to make me. Let me know. Don't. It's fine. I'll edit this out. Let me know if you want to make me a sandwich. Anyways, These cars also have a great amount of storage, especially the wagon. The sedan's also pretty cool. If you guys want to see a video about the wagon, sedan versus challenge, whatever, I don't know, we'll do something about that. Let me know in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, and I'll catch you guys later.